Do you want an amazing marriage? Are you ready to take your marriage to the next level? Then stick around for Your Marriage Matters podcast with marriage coach Lynn. Let's put some fun and sizzle into your relationship.
Make your marriage awesome. Today we're going to talk about how to put more awe into your marriage. A is for affection, W is for warmth, and E is for encouragement. I came across a book 10 years ago and I liked what the author had to say. The title of the book was Creating an Intimate Marriage, Rekindle Romance Through Affection, Warmth, and Encouragement. Author Jim Burns wrote this in 2010. It's simple to follow and includes brief questions that couples can talk about. During your marriage, I hope that you will do marriage enrichment, whether it's attending a workshop, seminar, or weekend conference, maybe even online training. But if you could do something to enrich your marriage periodically, once a year or so, or as often as you'd like, that would be great. It's funny how many of us spend 4 years in college to prepare for our careers and then attend professional development training 3 to 4 times a year. What do we do for marriage? The Creating an Intimate Marriage book begins by asking couples about their priorities in marriage and focusing on what needs your attention right now. With this book, you will not let anything go unnoticed or unaddressed. Although I like vision boards, goals, and planning, I am not a detail person who writes in a journal or makes out long lists of things to do. So this book is good for people like me. It doesn't have you spending hours and hours poring over details. It contains targeted questions that will help you right away. Let's talk about awe. A is for affection. Many theorists will tell you that women are more likely to need and request affection. I'd like to say that everyone benefits from affection. Men, women, children, cats, and dogs. Affection is a fond attachment, devotion, or love that you show to someone. It's a feeling or sentiment expressed lovingly. Showing affection communicates care and love. If you're not affectionate, sometimes a partner might wonder if you're thinking of them, if you care, or if you notice their existence. We can experience loneliness if we do not receive affection from time to time. So this is true for both men and women. Some people need more affection than others, I'm sure you've noticed. Before we continue with awe, the author recommends that you take some time to examine your life. You can ask these questions. Is my marriage working? What's right about my marriage? What's wrong about my marriage, and what can I do about it? Am I giving my marriage only my emotional scraps? How can I bring awe, affection, warmth, and encouragement into my marriage? Before we go any further, I want to mention that these concepts are not only prone to make a woman happy, giving and receiving affection, warmth, and encouragement. It is for human beings. For any human to create greater intimacy, the practice of affection, warmth, and encouragement are vital. They are your lifelines, actually. Affection. Jim Burns says it takes 8 to 10 meaningful touches a day for a person to thrive. Other authors have said that you should have 6 6-second hugs a day in order to prompt beneficial hormones throughout the body. It's true. I want to add my own 2 cents here. Oxytocin is a hormone of love and is present during orgasm, natural childbirth, and breastfeeding, to name a few occasions. When we can bathe in oxytocin, we are happier people. More of my thoughts here on parenting. Kids need physical attention and frequent touching. It's the way they learn about and explore the world. They learn to feel safe and loved through touch. You cannot spoil a child or express too much affection. I am a big proponent of natural birth, extended breastfeeding, attachment parenting, family bed, lots of cuddling, and physical play. Roughhousing play is good too. Don't get hurt though. Affection serves as affirming of a child. Our world needs more physical touch as a portal to love. The author of Creating an Intimate Marriage, Rekindle Romance Through Affection, Warmth, and Encouragement says that if you weren't raised in an affectionate household, you'll need to learn how to be more affectionate. It's not acceptable for your partner to say, I never had affection, so I don't know how to give it. You'll have to work on it. If you grew up in a lower income household, would you say the same thing? I never had much money, so I'm destined not to have enough. Why is affection so important? Because without it, you might have a partner withdraw, clam up, and not verbally share what's going on in his or her mind. You might have nagging or complaining, with no clue as to why your partner is nagging, complaining, rude, or irritable. See how affection is important to keep things running smoothly? And I'm not talking about whether or not your spouse's love language is physical touch. When there is a lack of affection, a slow and steady estrangement can begin. You won't even know what's happening. So please make an effort to show affection for your partner if it is a weak spot. Some of you have varying levels of intimacy in your marriage. Creating intimacy doesn't happen overnight. It's the continued effort of doing many things that we've been discussing on this podcast. Many small things. Set your thermostat to awe, and you will have a comfortable and thriving marriage. Let's talk about romance and how this fits in with affection. Romance involves setting the scene, doing things for your partner that create feelings of endearment. Romance and setting a scene does take planning and action. It's not spontaneous to be romantic. Thoughts first appear on the brain, right? And then plans can be made. Buying flowers, cleaning the home, writing a note, creating fun games or scavenger hunts around the home, setting the scene for an erotic encounter. A lot of this stuff we consider romance is not always spontaneous. What you want to do with romance is create an oasis in the desert. If we think of our work lives and life out in the world as a demanding, busy place, we can feel that our homes are a quiet sanctuary and restful place. I hope you are able to do that in your life. It's very difficult to come home to a home that is not pleasant and peaceful. Your attitude goes a long way in making your home a comfortable place where trust, respect, sensuality, and love can blossom. I'd like to give you an assignment for the week. Each of you answer these questions. What can I do to bring more affection, warmth, and encouragement to our marriage? If there's one thing that I could do to bring you joy this week, what would it be? Let's talk about warmth. How is the temperature of your marriage? Would you say that you have a good amount of warmth in your relationship, or is there a coolness where you don't feel comfortable enough to bring up certain topics, or you might not feel cared for by your partner? Do you know what's important in creating a climate of warmth? Communication. Your ability to express yourself and your perception that it feels safe enough to discuss anything are major contributors to the overall warmth that you will experience in your marriage. So again, the goal of awe is to be connected in the highest physical and emotional way as possible. Poor communication blocks this from happening. We spend a lot of time talking about affection, a little time on warmth, and the last part of awe is encouragement. We know that genuine encouragement is appreciated by everyone. You want your partner on your team, thinking highly of you, encouraging you to try something you might be timid to try. We all appreciate someone who has our back, don't we? We are moved by our partner when he or she has encouraging words, especially when we are at a low point. Encouragement can make all the difference in the world to someone. Never stop encouraging your partner, even if it's something you might not be interested in. When your partner shines, you shine. It doesn't cost anything to encourage your spouse or your children. Today, we talked about affection, warmth, and encouragement and how important they are in building physical and emotional intimacy. I hope you have a great week. Come back next week where we'll talk about the 4 gifts of love. It builds on what we talked about today. Go do something great. Go create more intimacy in your marriage and family. Until next time, make your marriage great.